evening. Good evening, honored members of council, invited guests, staff, and members of the public. Everyone, please rise. Thank you very much. I will ask the members of the incoming council to please have a seat.
I apologize for that. I would now ask that incoming council please have a seat. Thank you very much. I will now invite Brenna and Daphne Taylor to perform O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, car ton bras sait porter l'épée, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you very much. I will now call this inaugural meeting of council this Monday, November 7, 2022 at 7 05. I would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of Stales. I will now call upon the outgoing mayor, Leo Facio, to come forward.
Oh,
Your worship, I am pleased to present you with this award for your recognition of your commitment and dedication for your years of service as mayor of this community from 2011 to 2022. It has been an honor and a pleasure, your worship.
thank you very much.
So I'd like to call now upon the outgoing mayor to present the awards to the outgoing councilors, Ray Hooper, Jerry Palmer, and Samantha Piper.
Thank you, everybody, for being here this evening. It's going to be my last role here as the outgoing, excuse me, outgoing mayor. It's been a great privilege to be the mayor of this wonderful community for so many years. I've been very fortunate to have great councils in those 4 terms as mayor. They've all done their part to make Harrison Hot Springs one of the best places to live in British Columbia, and I'm proud of every one of them. And also, I should say that with the councils, you have to have good staff behind you who have been dedicated to move us forward in our positions. Without them, they make us actually look good, actually, and it's good to have good staff as well. But overall, thank you to those councillors who, there's some here this evening, like past councillor Sonia Reyes, who's here this evening, and it is my pleasure now to award the plaques to the outgoing council of 218 to 222, and thank them on behalf of the community for their service to Harrison Hot Springs. And first one up to the podium is Ray Hooper. Thank you, Ray, for your service, much appreciated. Yeah, photographs taken. No? Yes, there you go. And next up to the podium is Jerry Palmer. Thank you, Jerry, for your service to the community. It's much appreciated. Thank you very much. There's the boy. Did you get my good side? Come on, get out of it. And last but not least, Samantha Piper. Thank you, Samantha. Thanks very much. Thanks again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I will ask the incoming council to step forward so I may administer the oath of office. Ed Wood. Okay. So now I would ask that you please recite your oath. Out loud, yes, thank you.
I, Ed Wood, do solemnly affirm that I am qualified to hold the office of mayor for the village of Harrison Hot Springs, to which I have been elected. I have complied with the provisions of the Local Government Act in relation to my election to this office. I will abide by all rules related to conflicts of interest under the community charter. I will carry out my duties with integrity. I will be accountable for the decisions I make and the actions that I take in the course of my duties. I will be respectful of others. I will demonstrate leadership and collaboration. I will perform the duties of my office in accordance with the law.
Thank you. I'll have you come and sign your oath, please. Come out. Mickey Vidal, to come forward, please.
I, Nikki Vidal, do solemnly affirm that I am qualified to hold the office of the council for the village of Harrison Hot Springs to which I have been elected. I have complied with the provisions of the Local Government Act in relation to my election to this office. I will abide by all rules related to conflicts of interest under the community charter. I will carry out my duties with integrity. I will be accountable for the decisions that I make and the actions that I take in the course of my duties. I will be respectful of others. I will demonstrate leadership and cooperation. I will perform the duties of my office in accordance with the law.
Cutting out. Thank you very much. I'll come have you sign, please. Thank you. Alan Jackson, please come forward. Please recite your oath for me. Thank you.
I, Alan Jackson, do solemnly affirm that I am qualified to hold the office of councillor for the village of Harrison Hot Springs to which I have been elected. I have complied with the provisions of the Local Government Act in relation to my election to this office. I will abide by all the rules related to conflict of interest under the community charter. I will carry out my duties with integrity. I will be accountable for the decisions that I make and the actions that I take in the course of my duties. I will be respectful to others. I will demonstrate leadership and cooperation. I will perform the duties of my office in accordance with the law.
Thank you very much. I'll have you come and sign your oath, please. Thank you, sir. And lastly, Leo Facio, please come forward. Please recite your oath for me. Thank you.
Thank you. I, Leo Facio, do solemnly affirm I am qualified to hold the office of councillor for the village of Harrison Hot Springs, to which I have been elected. I have complied with the provisions of the Local Government Act in relation to my election to this office. I will abide by all rules related to conflicts of interest under the community charter. I will carry out my duties with integrity. I will be accountable for decisions that I make and the actions that I take in the course of my duties. I will be respectful of others. I will demonstrate leadership and collaboration. I will perform the duties on my office in accordance with the law.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I'll
you.
have you sign your oath, please. Thank you. And lastly, John Buckley, please. Will you please recite your oath for me?
I, John Buckley, do solemnly affirm that I am qualified to hold the office of councillor for the village of Harris Hot Springs, which I have been elected. I have complied with the provisions of the Local Government Act in relation to my election to this office. I will abide by all rules related to conflicts of interest under the community charter. I will carry out my duties with integrity. I will be accountable for the decisions that I make and the actions that I take in the course of my duties. I will be respectful of others. I will demonstrate leadership and collaboration. I will perform the duties of my office in accordance with the law.
Thank you very much. We'll come around and sign your oath for me, please.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much. Mayor and council, please take your seats at the council table. You may be seated. Just excuse me for 1 minute, please. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your new mayor and council for the village of Harrison Hot Springs. And we will carry on. I will now turn the meeting over to His Worship, Mayor Wood.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you to everybody for attending us, and a special thank you to the RCMP and our singers and bagpiper. I wish to thank all of our outgoing council members for their commitment to our community. A special thank you to Councillor Hooper for his outstanding true commitment to this village. He asked the tough questions and was there to help anyone. It is Ray who inspired me to run as mayor for true change to the village. As I was campaigning, I went door to door and had an opportunity to hear the concerns. To name a few, were poorly designed development, some negative interaction with senior village office administration, and a lack of community engagement. I wish to thank all the people that took the time to ask the questions and talk about concerns. The compassion for this village was heard loud and clear. The votes say it all. We want change. I look forward to working with the council to make changes to our council procedural bylaw that would allow the public to ask questions at the beginning of the meetings, before council makes their decisions. You have my commitment to you as your mayor to always listen with an open mind, to have empathy and truly engage the community. I am excited and I look forward working with this new council, of which I believe have very different thoughts. I am confident that this council can ask the hard questions and debate them in a respectful manner. My vision is of a village that puts people first. I envision a sustainable community where both our people and our planet are healthy and protected from the worst of climate change. The journey ahead will not be easy, or will it be quick? It will take all of us working together. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to lead. I would like to declare the village, quote, naturally refreshed. Thank you. Do we have a mover and a seconder? So moved. So Liddell and Jackson? Yeah. Jackson. Was Liddell? Councilor Liddell. Councilor Jackson. I call the question. Oh, thank you. All in favor? Yes. I didn't quite see you, I'm sorry. Yep. Yes, yes. I didn't see you, John. Yep, everyone's good. Wonderful. Wonderful. Nobody opposed? Thank you. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, John. Nobody opposed? Thank you. Which is business. Okay, do we have a
Move adoption, Mr. Mayor. Second.
Basio and Jackson? Errors or omissions? Actually, I do see an error with the date. It says October the 3rd.
It keeps cutting out, sorry. I just referred to the date. It should read October 17th, 2022. That wasn't it.
Thank you. Nobody opposed? Thank you. Next.
Yes, your worship. For the purpose of this meeting, we will dispense with the balance of the items on the general order of business and proceed to reports from staff. So the first report from staff is from the Chief Election Officer regarding the 2022 municipal election results.
Go ahead, Rhonda.
Thank you, Your Worship. The general voting opportunity for the offices of Mayor and Council was held on Saturday, October 15th at the Harrison Hot Springs Elementary School, and an advanced voting opportunity was also held on October 5th at the Village Office Council Chambers. Mail ballot voting was also available to electors. The village received 12 requests for mail-in ballot packages. 11 were received in time for the ballot count. Out of the 11 received, 3 were rejected due to incomplete certification envelopes, resulting in 8 accepted ballots. Mail ballot voting is an optional provision under the Local Government Act. Because there are very few electors in the village who take advantage of this opportunity and the amount of work and cost associated with providing this service, staff is recommending that it be removed from the general election and other voting procedures bylaw. There are 31 other municipalities in British Columbia who do not provide this service, according to a survey completed by Civic Info in 2022. The estimated number of eligible voters for the village of Harrison Hot Springs was 1,598. The total number of ballots cast in the 2022 municipal election was 775, resulting in a 48% voter turnout. A couple of housekeeping things. The election signage was prevalent throughout the community. The current sign bylaw under the general requirement section and the section for election signs do not align. Therefore, staff is also recommending that provisions for the election signage be removed from the sign bylaw and moved over to be included into the general election and other voting procedures bylaw. The election process ran smoothly for both voting opportunities. However, the village office, we did experience a higher number of people than we were expecting for the advanced turnout. The facility lighting was not adequate. The Harrison Hot Springs Elementary School was sufficient in size, however, was not fully accessible and a temporary ramp had to be used. So staff is just making a suggestion for future chief election officers to hold the elections at Memorial Hall. The election staff worked tirelessly throughout the entire voting process, and their assistance and dedication to the integrity of the election was greatly appreciated. The automated voting tabulators were used in both the 2018 and 2022 elections and assisted in efficient and accurate tabulation of the ballots. Same-day registration of electors also continued to work well. The recommendations before you tonight are that the results of the 2022 municipal election be received, and that staff bring forward draft amendments to remove mail ballot voting provisions and include provisions for the placement of election signage in the general election and other voting procedures bylaw number 1121/2022. Thank you.
Do we have a mover? Adele, and seconded? By Buckley. Councillor Buckley, my apologies. Yeah, thank you. All in favor? Carried. Discussion. Discussion by anyone? I have a concern with the proposal to remove the mail-in ballots. I believe it's a very important part of our democratic process that all people have the opportunity to vote. That being said, I would like to have that section removed from the recommendation. Move to table it by Alan Jackson, Councillor Saray Jackson. Yes.
Your worship, I believe the matter was carried. The motion was carried.
Can you explain that to me?
So the motion was passed. There was a mover and a seconder, and you called the question.
Okay. My mistake.
So,
Next order of business.
so
Yes.
to move right on to 15. So that's questions from the public pertaining to agenda items only.
Is there a Zoom? Yes. Thank you.
Just a little concerned about the first item on the agenda, the council. The item that has not actually come from the new council, or indeed from you as the new mayor, but possibly from the previous council with that. And my concern is that it seems to somehow lose the campaign candidates for municipal election by presumably limiting their ability to face lines throughout the village. And I really think that this is something that should be dealt with by the new council and because in my experience, it is the non-resident need to get the name identity and get their names in front of the public. And to limit election signage, you are in effect giving advantage to the city councillors who are running for re-election and penalizing those who might be new to the community or whose names might not be well known. So I'm a little concerned that first item on the agenda for the new council didn't actually come from the new council. And I don't think that's correct. I think you as a new council should be given the opportunity to raise these issues in your own due time, and it's 4 years for the next election. I don't think it should be dealing with something like this that has no urgency. error at this point as your first time in business. So that's my concern. Why is it on the agenda? Normally the mayor sets the agenda. In this case, because we're the mayor, so it's not, didn't get a chance to do that. I think that we should begin the proper rules of the mayor to establish what rules that come to the council and the public on the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Madeline, do you have any comments on that?
Yes, thank you for that. I believe the question was, why was this on the agenda this evening? And the answer is that there's a legislative requirement to bring the election report forward within the timeline set out by legislation. With respect to the other matters in the report, they will be coming back to council for debate.
Thank you, Madeline. Any other questions? Seeing none?
Mayor, just
Yes.
clarification.
Yes.
Make no objection to the report on the election process. It's not my point. Thank you.
Yes, I thank you, John, for your comments. I think they're valid. Motion to adjourn. All in favor? Carried.
Thank you. So now I would ask you to stand as the singers perform God Save the King.
God save our gracious King, long live our King. God save the King. Happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King.
Thank you very much, Brenna and Daphne. Now, if you like, there's a reception, a brief reception, goodies, coffee and tea available. It is adjourned, Mr. Allen.